This episode is brought to you with a Jack of Diamonds, the Think and Be Safe playing cards. A hard hat and a helmet protects my brain from permanent damage. I was visiting a friend of mine, and his son was 18 years old, a brilliant kid, so clever he decided to quit school. But he was telling us about his first full-time job, and it was on a construction site. And he said he loved the job, loved the paycheck, but he didn't like the boss because the boss insisted that he wear a hard hat. I said, Sean, wait a second here. I'm going to tell you why he wants you to wear a hard hat. You see, you may be the safest worker on the construction site, but there's a person on the second floor who isn't as safe as you. And for one reason or another, they drop a hammer. Now, if a hammer drops on the second floor, hits you on top of the head, and you're wearing a hard hat, well, chances are you're going to come out of that okay because they're designed to deflect and absorb some of the energy. But if you're not wearing a hard hat, here's what's going to happen. It's going to fracture your skull. And that's going to be the least of your problems because it's also going to rupture some blood vessels that go around your brain, and it could rupture blood vessels that are actually in your brain. Now, these blood vessels are going to bleed under quite high pressure. So you will start to develop a puddle of blood in and around your brain. Now, this puddle is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, something has to give, and because your skull is hard, it ain't going to give. But because your brain is soft and mushy, it will give. But you're starting to develop pressure on the brain. And if you're lucky, they get you into the hospital where they can go inside your skull with a drill to relieve some of the pressure. And if you're lucky, you survive. But you're going to be admitted into ICU. Now your friends can come and co-workers can visit you, and they're going to say, boy, are you ever lucky? Well, you're not that lucky, Sean, because now you have a brain injury. And there's really no such thing as a minor brain injury. So after you get out of ICU, they're going to ship you into the brain injury ward. And you're going to learn how to do the things that you always took for granted, like how to sit up and feed yourself, how to go to the bathroom by yourself. And once you learn some of these, they're going to ship you to a place similar to a nursing home. You're going to be in this wheelchair. You're actually going to be tied to this wheelchair because you no longer have the muscle control that you once had. And when they undo the safety strap on your wheelchair, sooner or later, you're going to roll forward and end up flat on your face on a tile floor. But there's a nurse who's a few years older than you. She's going to come along, she's going to crack a few jokes, and she's going to help you get back into your chair. And she's got such a wonderful personality and such a wonderful smile, you're thinking to yourself, I'd like to ask her out on a date. Well, Sean, I'm not saying that she won't go out with you, but chances are she doesn't want to date a guy that has to be tied to his wheelchair, can't remember his name half the time, and has to wear adult diapers. You're her patient, you're not her boyfriend, so get over it. So now it's bedtime. So they roll you into your bedroom that you share with 3 other people. They help you get into your bed, and then they tuck you in. They walk out and they shut the lights off. And as you lay there, very quietly, just like you do every other night, you start to cry, and you cry yourself to sleep. But just before you actually go to sleep, this thought goes through your head, and this thought goes through your head every night before you fall asleep. As you lay there, you think, I have another 50 years of this. You see, that's why they make you wear a hard hat, Sean. It doesn't matter if you're 17, 37, or 77. You get hit in the head hard enough, you're going to end up with the same kind of results. So the point is, protect your head. Wear the appropriate headgear for the activity you're doing. And always take those few seconds to think and be safe at all times.